So Miley Cyrus has a new album and I guess like a movie that goes along with it. And it says music review with this article, but this isn't a music review channel. I'm a decoder and I'm just breaking it down, okay? Miley Cyrus Something Beautiful is a return to form. Hannah Montana fans rejoice. Okay? So, Miley Ray Cyrus is a Grammy winning singer, songwriter, actress, and director. Cyrus first found fame for her role as the title character in the Disney Channel series Hannah Montana in 2004. She's released 8 albums, including Breakout in 2008 and Can't Be Tamed in 2010, and her singles Party in the USA and The Climb topped charts worldwide. So I'm guessing this will be her ninth album, Something Beautiful. New album, Something Beautiful. Let's see. Just so we can clarify. Here's the studio album, and you see it releases tomorrow, Friday. Well, as I'm recording right now, it's the 29th of Thursday. So this album says it releases on the 30th. And this is the ninth studio album, okay? By Miley Cyrus, again releasing Friday through Columbia Records, will be accompanied by a musical film of the same name. Okay, and I think we may play a trailer from that musical film or whatever it's called. Okay, so on Something Beautiful, Cyrus proves that she is most in her element musically when firmly holding on to those myriad identities, weaving together an inventive tapestry of pop, rock, electronic, disco, and even funk, like in the album's soulful heartache anthem called Easy Lover. Most of Cyrus's albums uh most of the album compromises ABBA channeling earworms. End of the World has a piano riff that screams Dancing Queen, but she balances 70s nostalgia with belting vocals and wide-ranging instrumentation, blah blah blah, instrumentation throughout. Cyrus arguably hasn't had this kind of sonic variation on a record since 2010's Can't Be Tamed. And I was kind of looking for okay, this is what I'm looking for here. It says More to Lose, for example, is a big-hearted ballad that sounds like it could have been featured on a Hannah Montana soundtrack. Through her vocals and musical sensibilities have matured, Walk of Fame, her upbeat collaboration with Brittany Howard, also harks back to her early discography, reminiscent of songs like Liberty Walk and Scars on Can't Be Tamed. I don't know what any of these songs are, but I have heard of Hannah Montana. What is Hannah Montana? For those of y'all that don't know. Okay? Although she appears to be just a typical teenager to most of her classmates and teachers, Miley Stewart. Ooh, that's interesting. Her name's Miley Stewart. Lives a double life, transforming herself into famous pop singer Hannah Montana. So doesn't that kind of sound like the album where they say she kind of like bounces around different elements? Right? Different genres of music. So lives a double life. That's interesting. Her secret identity is known only to her family and closest friends. Imagine that in the real world, right? Where, these are just actors, right? So they're playing roles, okay? That's amazing. And obviously, Billy Ray Cyrus is her father. Okay, you see Billy Ray, but her last name's Stewart in the show. We just had the Brianna Stewart breakdown. I don't think I've recorded it yet. It might be after this. But Brianna Stewart is trending. Maybe I did the breakdown already. I don't know. But she scores 24 points. If it's not dropped, it will be dropped because I already have it done. 24 points. You see that in the Liberty's route of the Golden State Valkyries? Look at that, Brianna Stewart. And you have Miley Stewart. Isn't that amazing? Who is Miley Cyrus, who plays Miley Stewart in Hannah Montana. So that leads us right into the breakdown. I guess I think we'll come back and we'll play this. We'll come back and play this. So look at this. So this article is on the 27th of May. You see it right there circled. Something Beautiful is the name. Releasing Friday. Look, Something Beautiful 207 in ordinal, like 27. Hannah Montana 227 in reverse. 227 is like 27. And again, you see the May 27 on the article. Her upcoming birthday is even the 327th day of the year, November 23rd. With that 23rd birthday in November, Cyrus equals 23 in the reduction cipher. Okay? And remember the musical slash film for the movie releases June 6th, okay? But this is the album releasing Friday. Look at that. Releasing on the 150th day of the year. And Miley Cyrus equals 150. Look at that. In the ABC 123 cipher, you even get 15 date numerology. 150 is like 15. You see that? With Miley Cyrus. And Miley Cyrus also equals 51. So you get the 15 reverse. Scratch all these zeros. You get the ones and you get the fives, even released in the 5th month. Okay? This is her father's massive hit, Achy Breaky Heart. Right? My achy breaky heart, I just don't think you'll understand. If you know, you know, right? Back in the day. Well, look, Achy Breaky Heart, look at that. 151 with Miley Cyrus equaling 51 and 150. So you get the 1 and the 5, which obviously is following this character. I haven't done any breakdowns on Billy Ray, but it looks like the number 5115 follows his daughter, which it'll probably follow him as well. But I thought that was interesting. 150, 151, 51, right? And then obviously this album released on the 150th day of the year. Okay. Now before we go forward, we'll go ahead and play this.
In an interview with Harper's Bazaar, Miley Cyrus revealed she's working on a new album. Cyrus's new project is called Something Beautiful, and it's inspired by Pink Floyd's album and film, The Wall. Miley explained that this would be a visual.
They say it's inspired by The Wall, huh?
Floyd's album and film, The Wall. Miley explained that this would be.
This is amazing because We have another trending story with Stefan Diggs. They said he gave some pink crystals to some girls on a boat. They showed him with a bag of pink crystals. I don't know what that is. But that's a trending story that's also dropping here in a day or so that I already have done. Pink crystals. So that's interesting how Pink Floyd they mention here with this trending story with this album by Miley Cyrus.
Beautiful, and it's inspired by Pink Floyd's album and film, The Wall. Miley
You know why else that's amazing? Because George Floyd's death date just hit, didn't it? Damn, man. Damn it. Look, it did. Damn it, man. George Floyd, his death date, May 25th. So the 5-year anniversary was freaking 4 days ago, man. Look, for 9 minutes and some change, they had the knee on his neck. 9 minutes? This is the 9th album for Miley Cyrus? Come on, man. But geez, the George Floyd connection. Wow. That stuff is all on the fly, okay? So that's what I do on this channel. We hit on
In an interview
like
with
that.
Harper's Bazaar, Miley Cyrus revealed she's working on a new album. Cyrus's new project is called Something Beautiful, and it's inspired by Pink Floyd's album and film, The Wall. Miley explained that this would be a visual concept album. She described the vibe of Something Beautiful as, quote, hypnotizing and glamorous, quote. As far as the sound, it was revealed that Something Beautiful will be more experimental. No release date or album art has been confirmed for Something Beautiful, but NME guesses the album will come out sometime next year. Do you think Something Beautiful will earn Miley another Grammy?
All right. So obviously the album releases Friday. And you know what? This kind of syncs up with Trump also, doesn't it? Which, depending on when that video was that we just watched, when that came out, that could have been kind of a clue as who was going to win that last selection, right? So the Wall obviously syncs up with Trump, obviously. And you see how they put the language within these articles and how they connect with other stories, right? So this breakdown will be a little bit longer. I'm going to try to speed it up, but we have other connections, okay? Because Hannah Montana, there's been Joe Montana energy lately, okay? Look at Joe Montana, the legend, okay? One of the greatest football quarterbacks in the NFL of all time. Look at this. He's got that June 11th birthday right around the corner. Look, Hannah Montana, Miley Cyrus, right? Joe Montana birthday right around the corner. Also, Diana Taurasi. Remember, this was, what did they say? Miley Stewart and Hannah Montana. And I just showed you the Brianna Stewart WNBA connection. She's trending as I speak. Okay? And you see how this connects with now retired Diana Taurasi. You see, she has the same birthday as Joe Montana. And I mentioned we got Hannah Montana here, Miley Cyrus. This guy also has the same birthday, and I just did this trending story. Former U.S. Rep Charles Rangel of New York. R.I.P. to him. He died 16 days before his 11th day of the 6-month birthday, which is like 16. United States Representative 161 in the language. Again, you get the 16, the 1-6, the 6-1, 11th day of the 6-month birthday. And when I did this breakdown showing that it's connected to Joe Montana, same birthdays, I also mentioned Diana Taurasi in that breakdown. I was unaware of the Hannah Montana breakdown here. Okay? And I'm off to the next story, right? And as I'm doing this breakdown, I'm like, oh, Hannah Montana. And we were just talking about Joe Montana, man. So, and maybe it's because the birthday is right around the corner. It's just wild. And Montana even wears that 16 on his jersey. All right. Hannah Montana. Hannah in the reverse cipher. Look at that. 116. Like the 11th day of the 6-month birthdays. You see that? Or you can just say like 16. Her next birthday is 16 date numerology. Don't forget Joe Montana with the 16 on the jersey. Wow. Even Montana's got 111, 111 to go with that 11th day of the 6-month birthday for, Tarasi isn't necessarily trending, but she did just retire like a month or two ago. Okay, and I mentioned the Brianna Stewart, Miley Stewart connection with that trending story. So just wow, okay? Just wow. Again, Hannah 116, 116, the same numbers as these birthdays. Most importantly, Joe Montana with the Hannah Montana connection. Even the movie, the musical here for the movie, the initial release, 6/6, June 6th, right? It's that 6. Okay? It's that 6 even. So you get the 1s and you get the 6s. Here, look at this, man. And even Miley's father, Billy Ray Cyrus, 16 studio albums. Look at that right there. 16 studio albums for Billy Ray Cyrus, Miley's father. Wow. Isn't that wow? And there's maybe something with the state of Montana as well. But geez, you could see how it's not easy to just spit this information out, man. Like, I'm in shock all day. Something Beautiful is accompanied by this musical film of the same name, which will premiere June 6th at the Tribeca Film Festival. Well, it says initial release 6/6, and then it says premiere in June at this festival. That may be another date, but the aptly named first track, Prelude, is a narrated introduction which gives the wrong impression that the album only serves as a score to the film. It stands on its own, is what it says here. So let's see if we get a more clear description on the album. What is Miley Cyrus Something Beautiful album about? Let's see if we get something more clear here. It just, again, that's all it says. The 9th studio album will be accompanied by the musical film bound to live up to its name, Something Beautiful. Oh, wow. And here, look how they mentioned Pink Floyd The Wall. We hit on that George Floyd connection with his death date anniversary 4 days ago from as I speak right now, 4 days ago. And then Pink, which connects to the pink crystals that were in a video. Stefan Diggs had the pink crystals, and they said he was, they showed him surrounded by women on a boat. And I guess maybe with all of the Diddy stuff going on, that's not good. When did The Wall release by Pink Floyd? Look at that. That's amazing. Look at The Wall, released in 1979. Look, November 30th. And Miley Cyrus's birthday. Look, the 23rd. You see that? So The Wall, the anniversary of Pink Floyd The Wall, the release date 7 days after Miley Cyrus's birthday. You see that right there? She's currently age 32. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? I think so. Wow. And you know what? The Wall released in 79. So add 21, that brings us to 2000. And then you add, now we're in the year 25. So it will be the 46th anniversary, right? 21 plus 25 is 46. So November 30th will be the 46-year anniversary of The Wall, which inspired this new Miley Cyrus album. And what's important about 46 and The Wall? Trump, born in 1946. Look at that right there. And obviously Trump connected to The Wall. Wow. Look at that, man. God, that's amazing. And let's see the pink crystals. And you know what? Stephon Diggs is a member of the Patriots. Patriots, president, United States, right? The president obviously connected. Look, you get red, white, and blue with the Patriots. You see in the background here? But you also get the red, white, and blue with Buffalo. He was a member of Buffalo as well. Look at that. Wow. But he was also a member of the Texans, right? They got that red, white, and blue. Look at that. And now he's on the Patriots, which connects to Trump. Wow, man. Let's get a close up of these pink crystals. And this, I already have this breakdown ready. It's going to drop, I think, if not later, tomorrow. So it might drop on Friday. Oh, here, I don't think you're seeing this. There's the pink crystals right there, which connects to Pink Floyd. And I showed you the George Floyd connection with his death date anniversary a few days ago. His middle name's even Perry, P, like pink, also. Jeez. Oh, he's age 4. Look, he died at age 46. Look at that. He dies at age 46, coming up on the 46-year anniversary of Pink Floyd The Wall. George Floyd, age 46 at death. Wow. Wow, all of these stories just connected like that, man. Wow, Trump born in 46. Holy crap, man. Ah, brother. Oh, man. It's just wild. Even Miley's got the M like Montana. Oh, man. Look at this other album by Miley Cyrus, the 8th studio album, her last one. Look, it released on March 10th, 2023. That's Justin Herbert's birthday. March 10th. Look at that. And that's another quarterback like Montana. Herbert H like Hannah. Look at that. And he was born in 98. The album releases 25 years later in 23. Now we're in the year 25 with this Montana connection. Damn it. Well, this is for anybody who wants to watch this, but this breakdown's for the true decoders out there, man. You got to have some experience here to know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? If you're new tuning in, shout out to you. But you're probably going to be like, huh? What? I even pulled this up. Justin Herbert reminds Jim Harbaugh of Joe Montana. You see that? Look at that, man. You know what's amazing? You know what's amazing? Miley Cyrus' birthday is close to Hailey Bieber. And look, Justin Herbert, Justin Bieber. Look at this right here. Look at this right here. Hailey Bieber birthday. Hailey Bieber's birthday is November 22nd. Okay? One day before Miley Cyrus. Look at that right there. And, you know, some may say they look similar as well, possibly. But, anyways, Hailey's married to Justin. And that comes back around. And you got Justin Herbert here. Jesus Christ. I'm sure all of these characters are connected to Taylor Swift as well. I mean, they all always got like the demonic look going on. They're all doing the one eye symbolism. They all do the same stuff, right? But you're not an obviously I can't play a lot of this. Always doing something with the eye, man. So this is the film / musical or whatever, Something Beautiful. Ah, brother. Okay, so look. Of course, now, you know, there's more. Billy Ray Cyrus, look at his full name. This is her father, William. Don't forget Daniel Williams just died. Devil Wears Prada, the plane crash with the music talent agent and others. Trending, Daniel Williams with his death. Now we get William with Miley's father. We have this lady, the author of the book Against Our Will, book on sexual assault. Against Our Will, she dies. R.I.P. to her. That's trending. So Williams, Will. I did the Demi Lovato breakdown with her marriage to Jordan Jutes Lutz. Demi Lovato, like Demi Moore. The characters are connected, and Demi Moore connected with Bruce Willis. It looks like they may have been a couple. Willis and William Stephen Belichick trending. William, Bill Belichick, football connection. Justin Herbert connection. Montana connection. Tom Brady connection. You get the WNBA synced up with Miley Stewart, Breanna Stewart. Oh, brother. Also in this Demi Lovato breakdown, look, Jordan Willis. I showed the connection with that football player with the number 75 that connects to her now husband here, Demi Lovato. Jute 75, Mary 75, Demi Lovato, her first name Demetria. So again, I didn't mean for all of that to be so long. Oh, wow. So much on the fly that I can't deny.
I love this intro.
It's looking like Taylor Swift, man.
I didn't expect to see everybody here right away.
Thank you so
No
much.
worries. All right.
Thank you.
Hi.
Stuff is just wild, man. It's just so wild. And that's everything. That's it. I didn't even enter a lot here. Jeez. Even Hannah's got 28 like Miley. Hannah's got 46, Miley 64. Hannah's got the 26 like Miley. Look at that, man. Hannah and Miley. Oh, man, y'all. Talk about blown away. Look at this. Look at this. Hannah Montana first episode date 2006 like 26. When Miley and Hannah equal 26. Did you catch the date? Did you catch the date? Look at right here. Hannah Montana first episode date March 24th. Peyton Manning's birthday. Are you kidding me? Peyton Manning makes an appearance in this breakdown. Y'all are legendary. Any real people out there who made it this far? Holy crap. We get Peyton Manning. We get Justin Herbert. We get Joe Montana. We get Belichick with the Brady connection. Oh my God. Jeez. And there's just so much, y'all. So we may be pushing 40 minutes. My apologies, but if you're a true decoder, you'll appreciate this. Holy crap. Oh, man. So we got the new musical film. We got the album, which releases tomorrow, Friday the 30th. I don't know when you're seeing this. Maybe you're seeing this on Friday. I don't know. The album releases Friday the 30th. The film or whatever, June 6th. Whew, wow. Miley Cyrus Something Beautiful is a return to form. Hannah Montana fans rejoice. Until next time, y'all.